have Westcliff University. So Rima and Doris from Westcliff University join us to talk about OPT to CPT and the SEVIS transfer process. So today, the main topic will be including OPT. So when your OPT is expiring, how to transit from OPT to Day 1 CPT program, and how to find a major that fits your job background, and then what kind of career support and academic resources you can get at Day 1 CPT programs, especially Westcliff University. And then by the end, we will have a Q&A session. So feel free to send your questions in the chat, and then our facilitator will add it to the list. So a little bit about us. Go Elite, it's a professional consulting agency for higher education. We're located in Pasadena, near LA, and then we mainly do Day 1 CPT University application. And so if you have any question about that, feel free to scan the QR code on the top and then on the bottom. The top is for WhatsApp, and then the bottom is for WeChat. And then we also do F1 reinstatement and change of status support. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach us. And then something that we're currently doing, we have a Day 1 CPT community and then a reward system associated with the community. So if you apply through us and then if you enroll into a school, you get points. And then in total, you can get around like $100 to $200 worth of bonus in the system. And if you want to connect more with your peers, here we have the Go Elite Forum for Day 1 CPT, OPT, H-1B green card, all those topics related to international students in the US. So join us here and connect with more people. If you have any question, maybe other people have the same question as well. So just meet other people here, international students here on the forum. Yeah, and you can also find us on Google reviews. Feel free to explore more there. And then here are our other social media. Feel free to find us if you have any question about the 1 CPT programs. And then I'll hand it to Rima and Doris to introduce Westcliff University and the process from OPT to CPT. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the introduction. Hi, everybody. I'm Rima. I'm from the International Outreach team at Westcliff, and Doris is here too from admissions. I know this is a tough time for all our students out there. We want to be able to support you in this journey. So please feel free to, share any questions that you might have, and we'll try and answer those questions at the end of the webinar. I'll start off by a little bit of an introduction about who we are, where we are located. You guys probably already know. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Great. So let me just do full screen. Okay, so this is our campus. We are located in Irvine, California. That's where our main campus is. Are you guys able to see my screen?
It's loading.
It's still loading. Yeah. Just a second.
Internet can be funny sometimes. Okay, perfect. We made it. We made it to Irvine. Thank you. Okay, so we are located on the 4th floor of this building. We're in Irvine, California. Our couple of facts about our university is we have currently 5,380 students that are enrolled as of 2024. We're very proud of a diverse set of population of students. So we have 103 different nationalities where students come from. It's a very international, student-friendly university. My background itself, I've come from India and I did my master's here and I continue to study at Westcliff. So it's been a great journey. We have a 10:1 1 student-faculty ratio. So it's a very personal connection that you build with your professors. So that's really nice. Our MBA program was recently ranked as the #2 program in SoCal. So after UCLA, Westcliff University was ranked the best program. So it was really good to know that as well. We have a 94% satisfaction rate for students and an 88% graduation rate after graduation job placements. Okay. We have multiple campuses. Our main campus, like I mentioned, is in Irvine, California. We have satellite campuses in Los Angeles, San Francisco, Miami, Orlando, and Dallas. We have a couple of other new ones. One is coming up in New Jersey. We also have another one coming up in Toronto. We're accredited with VASC SHIA as well as ACBSP. So we have regional as well as global accreditations. For our additional campuses, sorry about that. For our additional campuses, the programs that we basically offer are in 2 main formats. One is called the professional format and one is called the weekly on-campus format. So the professional format is like an asynchronous schedule where students basically need to come to the campus once per week in residency. So it's like 3 full days of class time where they basically will be studying in person, and all the other classes will be online. So a lot of our students basically who already have a full-time job do prefer this as an option. So definitely check it out and read up more about it on our website. And then our weekly format, which is the Irvine format. This is basically you come to class once every week for 3 hours, and you have coursework that happens while you're away during the week. Okay. In terms of homework, we have like discussion questions which need to be submitted every Thursday, and then you have a peer response on Sunday of that week. And then throughout the semesters, you will have like papers, you will have certain projects, you'll have group projects as well, which are usually due on Sundays. So that's largely what your schedules will look like. In terms of our programs, you can see on our screen that our satellite campuses, which is Santa Monica, San Francisco, Dallas, Orlando, and Miami, these campuses basically have the professional format. And then you have the weekly format, which is available in both Santa Monica as well as at the Irvine campus. Okay. Now, coming into the master's and the doctorate programs, so we have 4 colleges. One is College of Business, College of Technology Engineering, College of Education, and then the College of Law. Everything that you see in yellow is the main degree, and everything that you see in white are the concentration. And everything that's written with an S, which are our most popular courses, are the STEM courses. The 2 new programs and concentrations that have been launched this year have been in applied AI in business, which is under MBA, a very popular course, and that is also a STEM program. And then the other new one is hospitality and tourism. It's a non-STEM, but again, it's definitely gaining a lot of popularity. So feel free to read up more about the programs as you go forward in your journey. In terms of the admission requirements, make sure that you're applying through the Go Elite portal. Reach out to the Go Elite team and they can give you like a specific link on how to make the application. For undergraduate, we require a 2.0 GPA. For graduates, we require a 2.5 GPA. That is the requirements for the GPA entries. For English proficiency, we have several English proficiency exams that we accept. The basic ones, of course, are TOEFL, IELTS, and Duolingo, and the scores are at the bottom of the screen. But there are several other English proficiency exams that we accept. Again, feel free to reach out to the Go Elite team and they can give you more details on that. We also accept MOIs. So if you don't have any of the exams that you've given and if you studied in English, feel free to even apply with the MOI. Okay. We don't require GRE, GMAT, and SAT scores. This is a very big plus point for us, and we're happy to share like a detailed checklist with you, in terms of all the documents that you might need. Okay, coming to the tuition fees. So as you see on the screen, it's divided largely by the year load and like how many credits each student would be required to take. So let's say, for example, we're looking at the master's program. They will need to complete a total of 36 credits, which is 18 credits per year. And the price for that goes to 14,742. This is an annual price. So depending on how fast you want to complete your program and how you're able to kind of cope up with the classes, you can take additional credits. So you can kind of customize your learning experience as well. Okay. The housing, living expenses in California roughly go to about 20,000 per year. And our school is supportive of like a monthly payment plan as well as like a per semester payment plan that you can enroll into. So it kind of breaks down the payments further, and it just makes the process much more easier for you if you're looking at that. In terms of scholarships and grants, we have several scholarships and grants that we offer. It's a pretty simple process. So the first step is you're going to make sure that you have a minimum GPA qualification. You will draft an essay for up to 500 words, and you will submit it with like letter of recommendations, any kind of like awards that you've won, your resumes, all of the additional requirements, and then you will make the application. So please keep in mind that this is a separate application from the main application that you will be making. A lot of scholarships are awarded. Like it says here, up to $10,000 of scholarship are awarded to international students. So please feel free to, look at the website, and even the team can share more details with you on how to make the application. Okay. Coming to enrollments, so we have 6 enrollments, which is pretty much an enrollment every other month. So feel free to again like see what date matches for you. We also have a very easy process to defer. So for example, if for whatever reason you haven't received, your visa date, and I know there's a lot going on with that right now. So in case you've already applied or whatever, your application can always be deferred. So please keep that in mind that you can apply for a later date as well, and a lot of options for you are available to choose from in terms of start dates. Okay. Now, going into CPT and OPT, these are very key aspects of Westcliff University. You can either take CPT full-time or you can take CPT part-time. For students that are doing bachelor's, master's, and doctorate program are eligible for a CPT, which is from day one. And the undergraduate students, once they complete their first academic year, they are able to take their CPT. For CPT, you need to register yourself for an additional credit course every semester. So do remember that whatever you are studying has to be connected to what your CPT courses is and where you're working. So it kind of ties into a whole picture together. When it comes to OPT, students are eligible to do OPT after, for 1 year, which is you get work permit for 1 year. And then if you are a STEM student, you get additional 2 years of OPT time. Okay. OPT can be taken once per degree level, either full-time or part-time. Now, internship requirements for all graduates is that benefits of internships, it's always encouraged that you take internship courses and you do your CPT. What it really does is applies your knowledge in the relevant field. You gain practical training and real life experiences. You'll get access to a set of like networking events. You'll meet a bunch of like career advancements and opportunities as you go along in your journey. So we highly recommend this. We also have a career services team that will support you in finding CPT and OPT placements. So again, feel free to reach out and we'll be happy to, connect you to those teams as well. Now, if you obviously have more questions about CPT and OPT, which I think the webinar focus today is that, so feel free to make sure that you're reaching out to the admissions advisor before your enrollment. And once you've enrolled, your point of contact will be your international affairs advisor for anything which is to do with CPT and with OPT. Okay. Quickly about the timelines and how it really kind of pans out. So first step will be application. You will apply through the Go Elite portal. You will make sure that, you submitted all the documents. An admission advisor will get attached to you and you'll be able to access your application on the portal. Okay, once you've done all of that, it will go on to the second stage, which is the admission stage, where all your transcript evaluations will happen. Our acceptance committee will look at your profile. There will be, an advisory session that will happen, and you will receive an acceptance letter. Once the stage 2 is complete, it then goes into the creation of your I-20. So remember that once you've gotten your acceptance letter, you will have to submit an additional I-20 request form. Make sure that you're attaching bank statements, sponsor documents, dependent documents, any of the additional requirements that are there. And then you will receive a digital I-20. This is free of cost. We do not charge you for any I-20 fees. After this bucket, it goes into the SEVIS transfer, where basically you will refer to your previous institution. If any of those documents are needed, just remember that your deadline to transfer your SEVIS record is about 1 week prior to the start date. So make sure that, you keep that deadline in mind. And then you go into the SEVIS transfer, which is basically you will go into the enrollment phase where the registration forms will be shared with you. You'll be able to pay your tuition deposit. You will register for CPT if you've already got a job offer. And then you will communicate with student services in terms of the next step. Okay, and then accordingly, you will be then you will go into the registered phase, which is going to be the final stage where you will attend like an NSO, which is going to give you more details about when your classes are, and what the schedule is going to look like, and all of those other details. And then this basically happens 2 weeks prior to the start date, and that will kind of basically enroll you in completely in the program. Okay, now why choose Westcliff? A quick little preview. Number one is affordable tuition, payment plans are available, scholarship for international students are available. We are in a very nice location. Irvine has been awarded the safest city in America quite a few times. We have multiple campuses that you can choose from. We have OPT and CPT available for our students. So OPT up to 36 months, which is if you have STEM, you can do like a longer OPT. And then we have 6 start dates where, there's a lot of flexibility. So you can choose what date works for you. We have on-campus or even professional formats available. No GRE, GMAT, or SAT scores are required. Now I want to pass it on to Doris to talk a little bit about the step-by-step for the SEVIS transfer.
Thank you, Rima. My name is Doris. I'm one of the international admissions advisor at Westcliff. So I'm going to cover the topic of SEVIS transfer. So who will need to do SEVIS transfer? Students who are currently studying in the US in the program and wants to transfer out to Westcliff, or you are currently on OPT or OPT STEM extension, and you want to start with the new program at Westcliff, and then those students, you will need to do the SEVIS transfer. So SEVIS transfer is crucial because you will need that to get your I-20 from Westcliff University and also to request your CPT. So how to transfer your SEVIS tracker. So once you got your acceptance letter, you should be able to see there are campus code listed on your acceptance letter. You can find it out on the bottom of that letter, and then you can provide that to the current school or your previous school, letting your DSO know that you would like to transfer your SEVIS tracker to Westcliff, to this campus code, give out the DSO's contact information to them. Probably they will need you to fill out a form, and they will need to see the acceptance letter from Westcliff as well. And then when to transfer your SEVIS tracker. We always got questions from students, when I need to transfer my SEVIS tracker. It really depends. So what we suggest is once you got your acceptance letter and then you're determined you want to attend Westcliff, please speak with your admissions advisor. Now we should be able to help you to navigate how to do it and then when to do it. So what we suggest is you can either transfer your SEVIS tracker 5 to 10 business days before the session start date, or it really depends on when you will finish up your OPT. So It's really based on your situation. So we should be able to let you know like when will be the best time to transfer the SEVIS tracker. And also for the SEVIS tracker, once it's transferred, remember if you are on OPT, on that day, your OPT will end. So you should be on unpaid leave, not be able to work until you got your CPT approved. So once you have your confirmation from the previous DSO, hey, we are going to transfer your SEVIS record on this date. Please let your admissions advisor know. So we should be able to see it on the system, and on the same day we have it, and then we can let you know, hey, we have your SEVIS record. And upon the time, you should be able to already complete your I-20 request, upload your financial documents. If we have all the documents ready, then we can issue the transfer pending I-20 to you. The reason we call it transfer pending I-20 because that's when we have your SEVIS record. But at this moment, most likely the session is not started yet. We need to register your SEVIS, and then if you're requesting CPT, you need to submit your CPT request. We need to review it. If you approve your CPT request, then we will issue you another I-20 with the CPT approval. And also the continued attendance I-20 will be sent to you probably 1 or 2 days before the session start date or after the session start date. So you will probably receive 3 I-20s from us. The first one will be the transfer pending I-20. The other one will be continued attendance I-20. And the third one, if you're requesting CPT, you will get your I-20 with the CPT approval. Yeah, so if you really want to get your CPT approved as early as on day 1, do plan accordingly, do have your enrollment completed in advance and transfer your SEVIS tracker as early as possible. You can start your CPT as early as on day 1, but we cannot guarantee that all the students will get their CPT on day 1. So do plan accordingly and do working closely with your admissions advisor. Will be your friends, will be your guide to help you along the way.
Thank you, Doris. I think we can move on to the Q&A session. And then there's one question before we move to the sheets. Someone asked in the Q&A session saying the application deadline for June the 30th intake was May the 19th, which already passed. Can we still apply?
Yes, for students who are in the United States, yes, you can still submit your application, but it will be considered late submission. So please, if you're ready, submit your application as soon as possible.
Yes, and if you need assistance to, prepare your documents and everything, feel free to reach to us with the QR code.
More questions?
I'm gonna start sharing. So here we have the. Oops, am I muted?
I can hear you, Helen.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought I was muted. There's another question on the Q8 part. My OPT ends August the 31st. When is the best time to transfer SEVIS record?
For this student, are we going to apply for September intake? It really depends on which intake you're going to apply for. So I assume you want to really max out your OPT, and you can probably apply for September 1st intake. Then still, if you plan to start your CPT in the first week, then you will have to transfer your SEVIS record at least 5 to 10 business days before that session start date.
So I wonder if we're gonna get. Yeah. So I think for more question about, the timing for SEVIS transfer, one, you can refer to the recording of the session afterwards, and also you can reach out to us on Go Elite for a more personalized consultation. The second question is, all MBA concentrations offered in San Francisco, and are there STEM MBAs?
Yes, we do have all the concentrations available for the San Francisco campus. And feel free to browse on our webpage of MBA. If you scroll down, you should be able to see the concentrations we have. It's under program concentration, and the drop-down menu, you can see the STEM-related concentrations available. Now, we do have applied business in AI now, so I think that one is on track for MBA.
Not sure what levels you could.
And the third question, do I need a new offer letter from my employer to start on CPT with the same employer? So basically no change in the job.
Yes, you do need to get us a new job offer letter. The either employment verification letter or job offer letter has to be issued within the last 90 days.
If I'm a full-time employee working for a company, to keep my visa status eligible, do I need to do part-time or full-time day one CPT?
So for CPT, you can either choose full-time CPT or part-time CPT. Anything more than 20 hours a week will be considered a full-time CPT. Anything 20 hours or less than 20 hours a week will be considered a part-time CPT.
Yeah, I think for this question, you can also just contact us for a more personalized consultation, because it also depends on, do you care about OPT afterwards, after you complete this your program, and that's related if you have previously used OPT or not. So this question is already answered. And does Westcliff offer MSc MS Science in machine learning?
We don't have a specific program focused in machine learning, but I believe we have MSIT program that has a concentration related to emerging technology. That one is related to AI and also machine learning. So feel free to take a look of the concentration under MSIT. Probably that's the one that you're interested in.
And the next question is also related to SEVIS transfer. So I guess the question is asking, does the 5 to 10 days for release start from when I request it, or from the scheduled release date, even if I apply early?
We always get questions about that. I think students are confused about it. Like when I request a SEVIS transfer, it doesn't mean that on that same day you will have your SEVIS record transferred. So we will be we suggest students to initiate the SEVIS transfer, to contact the DSO as early as possible, and to schedule it for a date. So from that day, for example, if today you reach out to your DSO, hey, I want to transfer my SEVIS on June 1st. So if they confirm, they can do it for you. From June 1st, that's the day that they will release the SEVIS record to Westcliff. And that is the day you need to end your OPT and stop working.
Yeah, so basically request your SEVIS released early, but then the actual date, you can talk to someone or talk to us about it depending on your personal situation. And then the minimum gap will be 5 to 10 days. Does the HR need to sign the agreement, or the supervisor can sign?
We don't have a strict requirement about it. Anyone from the HR department or any supervisor, director who's working above you, if they are willing to sign on your job offer letter, cooperative agreement, feel free to reach out to them and let them sign on it.
What are the general documents required for application for day one CPT?
I assume the student is asking for the application for admission for the program, not for the CPT itself, right? The CPT request is an individual process. So the student can attend the program without doing CPT. CPT is optional. So if you're asking about the getting acceptance letter from Westcliff, then the general documents will be first your passport. Your passport has to be valid for at least 6 months. So send us a colored copy of your passport front page. That's number one you need to do. The other one is your unofficial transcript for your qualifying degree. So it has to be a completed unofficial transcript. On your unofficial transcript, it has to have a conferral date. If there's no conferral date, then you will have to request another version of your unofficial transcript, or probably order your official transcript to replace that requirement. For students who completed a degree in the US, then we probably don't need your diploma. But for the foreign degree, we do need both unofficial transcript, completed unofficial transcript, and also a diploma. Other than that, proof of English proficiency can be waived if you have completed 30 or more than 30 US semester credits in the US. Or if you've done a language test, feel free to send out the result to us. For students who never completed a degree in the US, then we will have to need you to submit the language test or MOI letter, or anything can be your proof of English proficiency. You can reach out to you can refer to our website or the checklist, and we have a list for that requirement. If you're going to apply through Go Elite, you don't have to pay the application fee.
Yeah, and then I would say like the Westcliff application portal is very straightforward. It listed all the documents that you need. So just follow the instructions, and just in case if you're asking for CPT application, I think just the CPT application form, and then your employment agreement form, and then some other, those are the basic documents. And then can I send the same job offer letter for every renewal of CPT, or do my responsibilities for the job have to vary for every offer letter to pretend I'm working in different positions within my company?
So the question will be what the date has to be recent, right? The date has to be within the last 90 days when you renew your CPT. If your job responsibility have not changed, of course, you don't have to change anything on that. But if your position has been changed, then definitely there are some responsibilities will be changed as well. So I would say yes, when you renew your CPT, you will need to get a new job offer letter that was issued in the last 90 days.
Yeah, so basically the date is the most important thing on the offer letter rather than responsibility. Of course, that's also important. Just make sure that's aligned with your major. And then what does full-time, part-time CPT mean? So I'll just answer that for Doris. Full-time CPT is you're working under CPT for more than 20 hours. Anything above that count as full-time. And then under 20 hours, it count as part-time CPT. It's just something different, I think, on your I-20. And then also, this is something you need to update if you have changes in your employment to the school DSO. The next question, will I be eligible for CPT day one for bachelor's degree, or is it applicable for master's only?
It will depends on which program you're applying for and your situation. Are you are you here in the for the first year in the US? So if you're really interested in getting your bachelor and also interested in CPT, after submitting the application, feel free to reach out to your admissions advisor. We should be able to help you on that question. Okay.
Do I need to enroll before my OPT ends in early July, or is it okay to enroll after?
Are we talking about the June 30th session or September 1st session? It really depends again. So which session are we applying for, right? So if you're applying for June 30th session and your OPT ends in early July, definitely you will have to enroll before the deadline. And also it's better to transfer your SEVIS record and your OPT before the session start date.
Yeah, so basically if you apply for a start date before your OPT ends, then you will just have to kind of let go the last 1 month or a few days of your OPT. And then can the SEVIS release date be on a Saturday? Would it be received by the new school on that same Saturday or on the following Monday?
Well, yeah, it could be. If you want to schedule it for that day, they can put that date for you on the system, and the system will do it for you automatically. But again, no one works on Saturday. Most likely, we don't work on Saturday, even though we have your SEVIS trigger. We will not be able to do anything until the following business day. So yeah, but of course, you can transfer it on the Saturday.
And can you share some hiring companies that you partner with?
Well, that will be a question to our career services department. We do have partnerships with local business here. If you're interested in that, feel free to let us know after your enrollment. We will help you to get connected with one of our career services advisor.
What is the deadline to have SEVIS transferred to the school?
We suggest students to transfer SEVIS record before the session start date. However, if you do running into some issues or you need some time to schedule it or waiting for the response from your current school, I would say the first Friday of that first week of the school, it will be the deadline for your SEVIS transfer. And also 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Try to schedule it before that. Then again, if you do have any issues, feel free to let your admissions advisor know so we can help you on that.
Last question, if I want to finish my master's in 1 year, is that possible? And what is the maximum credit hours that I am allowed to register each semester?
This is a frequently asked question as well. I am going to, finish my master in 1 year. Most likely, if you do it, I cannot guarantee that you will be 1 year, but there are ways for you to accelerate, to shorten the program duration. You can do maximum credits. Normal students take 6 credits per semester, and you can probably take 12 credits per semester or more than 12 credits, but we do have requirements for students who are interested in doing the maximum credit hours. For your first semester, probably you cannot request it because you don't have that much of time to request it. Starting in the second semester, if you do submit the maximum credit request in advance early, yeah, probably you can do it. So I cannot say you can, finish the program in exactly 1 year. Probably 1 year plus 1 semester. But again, we do have academic performance requirement. You will have to meeting the minimum requirements. If you've already taken the courses with us, your GPA cannot be low. Otherwise, we cannot approve it.
Yeah, I think that's also the rule for CPT as well, because it means that you're studying and working at the same time. So not impact your academic performances, you're expected to have a higher performances and also to keep your regular work. So I guess another follow-up question for that. So if I'm on CPT, so I'm using CPT, is 12 credits per semester also applied to those students, or will it be fewer credits?
For the standard credits will be taken per
For
semester.
the maximum credit hours that they can register for.
Students can take 12 credits per semester. Sometimes they can even request a 15, but not a lot of students are requesting that because we do have a strict requirements for taking more than 12 credits per semester. Those are only academic credits, not including the CPT. If you are including the CPT, that will be 1 additional credit more per semester.
Got it. And then another quick follow-up question. I know, so if someone asks about like how to accelerate the program, so what is, the rule to extend the program? Say the regular MBA program will be like around 2 years. So if I add concentrations and like semester breaks and all that, what is the rule for extension?
We got questions a lot. A student wants to extend the program. First thing you can do, you can request your annual vacation. You can take up to 1 semester off. So that will give you 2 years plus 1 semester to finish your program, to finish your master. And if you want to do dual concentration, then that will add another 4 courses on top of your regular program. So if you are able to finish it in 2 years, you're going to do dual concentration, you will be able to do 2 years plus 2 semesters. If you're requesting annual vacation plus 1 semester, that will be 3 years. And for that situation, that means you're not going to retake any courses. If you fail the course, of course, you're going to retake. That will extend the program as well. You don't want to have it.
Yeah, I think that's all our questions for today. Let me look at the chat. Oh, I think Rima sent the partnership for CPT and OPT in the chat, so feel free to look at that as well. And then if you have more questions, please go ahead and scan the QR code and reach out to us for application and everything else. Thank you so much, Doris and Rima, for joining us today. We'll end the session a little bit early today, and thank you so much for all the information.
Great. Thank you
Okay.
so much, guys.
Yeah, see you
Thank you.
guys